scary to drive in front of that because guys would jump out in the streets or they would roll into the streets. And they'd be drinking out of whiskey bottles, and they'd be getting into fights, and there was some murder. A third person died the other day. I think on Sunday, yeah, it was supposedly a non-homicide. But who the hell knows? So, but it's 3 deaths in 6 months. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I suppose and
people were being, there's a lot of apartments, people were being followed home, or they were finding these guys in the garage, or hiding behind cars. It's just a terrible mess. So I drove by last night, and there's fewer tents there. There's still some. There's a lot of debris in cars. Holy crap. But I got a text this morning from someone with the local community council, and I'll read it to you. Let me just find it here. November 1st is final cleanup day on San Jacinto. All right, that's Monday. And she wrote, it will be rather unbelievable to watch the sheriff do what the county and the feds refuse to do or were incapable of doing. So, Ray, we could have some more time. It can't be a coincidence that he went to Venice and then things happened. Even if it was Biden's non-profit that made it happen, it was the sheriff that pushed it into gear, and he also went to your encampment. Yeah, they have started the ball on this to get the V8 people saying, all right, I guess this is the point we got to get these guys in here. I'll give the sheriff full credit because he made a lot of connections himself with various nonprofits. It did motivate Bonin to jump on the bandwagon, and but if the sheriff didn't do this, both camps would be growing sick, and these things were metastasizing. They would be left alone. Yeah. Nothing would have changed. Nothing would change. Because you know what? The politicians, Bonin, and maybe the VA doesn't like it when there's more publicity shined on these homeless encampments. If everything just stays quiet, then everybody stands pat. But you know, there's so much coverage. Stories, all sorts of foreign publications that don't look at LA. And in your West Side VA, that one just strikes the people because they see the story, and Fox 11 did a story, and other media outlets did. It's veterans. Look what the veterans are being left to die on the sidewalk. That was one thing I said. And for years, I couldn't believe it. But I checked, my wife had a series of text messages with the woman whose house we went over. She hosted a Bonin, like, not a town hall, but a Bonin community meeting. And that's when I got into an argument with Bonin at this home. And checked the messages, and that was March of 2019. And I know it was going on about 6 months at that time, because it had started in the fall. I think Corbin Carson went, it went back to the fall of 2018. So it's at least 3 full years that this was going on. And it's going to be your job to make sure it stays clean after Monday. Oh, I'm going to be driving by every day now. I'm going to be doing my own inspection. Take pictures. But the thing is, you know what? You can get these things cleaned up. I mean, it takes a long time, but you've got to keep beating people's heads in. And eventually, somebody wants to be a good guy. You know, the sheriff realized, here's an opening. Every other politician in Los Angeles is a failure. That's why his term, architect of failure, is just so perfect. There's Garcetti and Bonin, the county supervisor, Sheila Kuhl, whose district is in. They are complete failures. He came in and just his presence embarrassed them enough. I know the sheriff's getting inundated with literally thousands of requests for hundreds of different encampments around the city. But boy, first person I have seen since I don't know when who actually did something positive, something that's making life better. Said he was going to do it and then followed through and did it. So when we come back, there may be somebody out there we might support for Los Angeles mayor.
All right.
And there's a news report out today that this person may get in the race. A lot of names, but we'll get into it next. There may be some hope beyond just cleaning up a few encampments for the city. Yeah. Johnny Ken, KFI, and Deborah Marquez.
Teenagers in La Mirada have been busted for possession of a loaded gun. LA County Sheriff's deputies were called last night about seeing 2 boys toss a gun from a black car. When cops tried to stop the car, the driver hit a parked car. Deputies say a gun was found where the witness said it was. The news is brought to you by Cunning Dental. An animal hospital in LA is pleading for patients from pet parents.
Millions of pets were adopted during the pandemic, which Leah Bassinet, director of Access Specialty Hospitals, says has increased regular vet visits and emergency vet visits. Now couple that with staffing shortages, and you've created a recipe for frustrated SoCal pet parents.
It's not unusual to have 6 to 8 hour wait times. It's not unusual to be turned away if your patient just isn't critical.
Bassinet says the best bet for pet parents is to plan ahead.
You know, I say it over and over again. You don't want to come here. You don't want to have to come to the emergency hospital.
Jennifer Jones Lee, KFI News.
I think we have an historic, I know we have an historic economic framework.
President Biden has met with Democrats ahead of his trip overseas to try to find agreement on his now $1.75 trillion social spending bill. He says the framework legislation so far would create millions of jobs.
Grow the economy, invest in our nation and our people. Turn the climate crisis into an opportunity and put us in a path not only to compete, but to win the economic competition of the 21st century.
He also says the plan is fiscally responsible, fully paid for, and will not add to the deficit over the next 10 years. The Houston Astros have beaten the Atlanta Braves 7-2 to square the World Series at one game apiece. Jose Altuve doubled early, homered in the 7th inning, and scored twice. Game 3 is tomorrow night in Atlanta. We're going to go back to that crash on the 5 in our lead-on.
Northbound side of the 5 freeway, that's going to be right before Osborne Street, where the 3 right lanes are taken away and things are really heavy from Summer Boulevard. Heading south on the 5 through Downey between Paramount and Lakewood Boulevard. Caltrans working in the far right lane, so things are pretty slow coming away from Indiana Street. Griffith Park, 134 westbound side of Forest Lawn. Earlier crash lines, the far right lane and off-ramp shut down, so things are slow from about San Fernando Road. And now on the eastbound 134 Forest Lawn, get a stall taken away to the second lane from the west. And things are heavy there from Bob Hill Drive. And by the Skyhouse Gate here faster. Hi, Jay.
Attention savvy investors. Looking for predictable monthly cash flow? Want to reduce uncertainty? Hedge inflation and stock market risk with double-digit targeted returns? If you want the safety and security of a real estate investment without the hassles of being a landlord, you've probably heard of NRIA. NRIA is an industry-leading real estate development firm in its 15th year, developing strategically located, lower-risk, high-demand neighborhoods based on supply-demand imbalance. They're a great fit for safety-oriented investors who want cash flow and diversification into carefully chosen real estate. Learn more about the NRIA Real Estate Development Fund at nria.net or call 800-800-1414. That's 800-800-1414.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA private license memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at nria.net.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny tomorrow. Highs low to mid-80s for Metro LA. Mid-80s to around 90 in the valleys. Low to mid-80s for Inland OC. Low to upper 80s in the IE. We lead local live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Deborah Martin.
Well, I think you need to work
With
mortgage rates being nearly the lowest in history, it's impossible not to hear and see ads everywhere wanting you to refi.
That's why the team at True Mortgage is urging you to shop around and ask any potential lender the toughest questions. Then, give True Mortgage a call, 833-66-FASTER, and ask those same questions point blank.
Whether you're looking to refinance or take advantage of the equity in your home to pay off high interest rate credit cards and loans, True Mortgage loan consultants will give it to you straight.
If you're paying anything over 2.5% on your mortgage, shop the market and then call True Mortgage last.
Yeah, you heard that right. Call them last. See what others can do for you, then see if True can beat it.
That is confidence. They're putting their money where your mortgage is.
Shop around, then give True Mortgage a call, 833-66-FASTER, or log on to TrueNow.com.
833-66-FASTER. Talk to a professional. They'll help you navigate all the noise and pick what's right for you.
833-66-FASTER, or dial pound 250, keyword True Mortgage. Try Jack in the Box's 2 for $6 double bacon breakfast sandwiches. Each with hickory smoked bacon strips, American cheese, and a freshly cracked fried egg with bacon crumbles cooked in. All in a bun. Order now on the Jack app, or have them delivered.
What if you didn't have a boss? What if you didn't work for anybody, but you worked for everybody? Where would that take you? Free your career on the world's work marketplace. Upwork. Up we go.
Drew, do you know what's really spooky during Halloween?
What, Dad?
Your old mattress. Because after 8 years, an old mattress loses support and comfort and can collect sweat, dead skin, and dust mites.
So if your mattress is over 8, it's time to replace during Sit and Sleep's fall sale. Save $1,000 on select mattresses from Beautyrest, Keystone, and Sealy, and get a $300 gift with any Tempur-Pedic purchase.
So this Halloween season, trust your sleep to Sit and Sleep.
For dreams that are sweeter than a pumpkin spice latte.
That sounds good, Drew.
You've heard the line, two is better than one. That's especially true when you're looking for a brand new BMW. Hi, I'm Danny McKenna with McKenna BMW and Southgate BMW. With 2 stores, BMW is sending us twice the inventory. In fact, we have the best supply of BMWs we've ever had this year. You want to drive the ultimate driving machine? Visit McKennaCars.com for a location near you. We can handle the process over the phone, or you can come to the dealership and kick a few tires. Remember, McKenna BMW on the 605 or Southgate BMW off the 405, where 2 is always better than 1.
KFI AM 640.
iHeartRadio station.
24-hour news. More stimulating talk.
John and Ken Show. John Tobel and Ken Schiaffone, KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Hey, the voice fight is tomorrow. So, there's always room for some more calls in the last day we collect them. 1-877-VOICE-86, 1-877-664-7886. We will talk after 3 o'clock about the name change of Facebook to Meta. and you were right. We're going to play a piece of audio from Mark Zuckerberg. This is where Gavin Newsom gets his terminology that he uses that always makes our eyebrows go, what the hell? The one I enjoyed was the North Star. Yeah, I know. I've heard Newsom use that expression, our North Star.
Yeah, because he's a wannabe tech guy. He doesn't have the brains for it, but he likes that whole culture. That he wants to know what's the new jargon.
Our North Star continues to be equity.
Well, there it is right there. I've heard that one several times.
Now, you know what? I always
It's
thought...
among the many, including lean in.
Well,
What's that? Meet the moment and a stair step, right?
Now, the North Star for Gavin Newsom is equity. What is Zuckerberg's North Star? I heard this clip today and I forgot what it was. But he had a different North Star. And
the North Star is it's an analogy.
But there's only one North Star. There can't be.
It's a metaphor, just that it's a bright star in the sky that you're going to follow.
Don't we call the North Star Polaris? I don't know. What I remember.
Well, back here in L.A., L.A. Magazine has the story first. It's gotten picked up now by the El Segundo Times and others, that Rick Caruso may actually run for mayor this time. This, of course, has been rumored several times before. He's a real estate developer. He is a billionaire. He's actually been on our show a few times, and most recently after the unrest last May and June following the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis.
Is that the new officially approved term, unrest?
The Fairfax district took a blow with people out there smashing windows and burning things, and he did not like that. And we did talk to him after that. The reason they're saying this is apparently they've gotten the word that he's hired some big political consultant. Ace Smith, there's a name.
That's his name.
A San Francisco-based company is called Bear Star Strategies. They've had clients like Hillary Clinton, Gavin Newsom, and Vice President Kamala Harris. So they believe that looks like the big first step to possibly this time entering the mayor's race, which, by the way, is next November. But we already have some duds. Kevin DeLeon, who can't remember the Pledge of Allegiance. We have the city attorney, Mike Fura. Now, more recently, we have U.S. Congresswoman Karen Bass entering the race.
Yeah, that got all the progressives fluttering about. And I wonder why. What is so special about her? When she was
rumored to be a VP choice. I don't know who started that, or
no, she seriously was. I mean, she was getting vetted. And if you go through this story, they say that this strategist Ace Smith derailed her candidacy by coming up with a quote she made about positive quote about Fidel Castro,
lamenting the death of the Comandante en Jefe, Fidel Castro.
Yeah.
Apparently she had put that out somewhere back when he died. I forget what year he
And
died.
once that became publicized during Biden's search for a vice presidential nominee,
that hurt her cause.
that hurt her because they're worried about Florida. Florida's become a more difficult state for Democrats to win, and the Cuban population in Florida is a big percentage, and they've been going Republican.
And Florida's already the toss-up state.
Right, so they did not want to have to debate Castro in Florida with the Cuban immigrants down there.
Well, it says that was impossible to prove, but insiders speculate that was the work of this guy and his company.
Well, the thing is, it's
and he was working for Kamala Harris at the time.
The only reason you'd find that quote is if you were looking for something to derail her.
Right.
That's what these people do. And they do it, and they just feed it anonymously to a media operative who then puts it on a Twitter feed, and that's all you have to do now to make this explode. And it shows that, like Bernie Sanders, she's basically a socialist communist at heart. She's another wacko progressive. She's just a nicer one, right?
That's the word.
She's a nicer one. She's not as obnoxious as Mike Bonin is. But they're all the same here. Joe Bush-Guyano is pretty centrist. He's running too. He's a councilman.
Yeah, I mean, he's maybe not a bad choice if you have to make one from this lot.
Yeah.
But, and by the way, Caruso was president of the LA Police Commission. He's been involved in LA politics. He was a member of the Water and Power Commissioners, chairman of the Board of Trustees at USC. And so he's had some experience in this kind of political public life.
And he's had to negotiate with all these deadbeats for decades in order to get his shopping centers done.
Right.
And all, I mean, you have to do business and play ball with the city council and the mayor's office and all the various agencies and commissions. So he knows how this thing works. We need something completely different. We really do.
We do. The rest of this article is like, well, at one time he was a Republican, but now he's no affiliation. Will people be able to stomach that? The idea of a billionaire becoming mayor. Oh my God, this is the anti-billionaire guy.
Except billionaires know what they're doing. Billionaires make lots of great decisions that work. Billionaires are smart. Billionaires accomplish things. I mean, look around. You want progressive world? You got it.
Yeah. See, progressive world thinks billionaires are evil, and they cheat and exploit to get everything they have.
Well, they're stupid. See, progressives are stupid because that's not how it works. Progressives don't understand why these people make money because progressives never make money. They never have jobs in the private sector. They don't know how to build a business. So of course they think there must be something evil about it. I'm a smart person. Why can't I do this? Because you're not smart. You're stupid. And you can't run a lemonade stand. But you want to boss around and tell everybody else how to run their lemonade stand. Look what they're doing in In-N-Out now, right? Yeah, because, we just had thousands of COVID outbreaks at In-N-Out restaurants. So of course we've got to shut them down. That's the kind of dumb thinking. They always make wrong decisions. Generally, billionaires have made a long, long string of right decisions. Because in life, some people are born smarter than others. Really. Genetics have a lot to do with this. And you look around, I think a lot of people in government are really just flat out stupid. They got 85 IQs at best. And they have no experience in business. I mean, they certainly can't run the finances of the city. I mean, we're everybody's perpetually bankrupt unless we get a bailout from the federal government, like Biden gave us this year. So they're terrible. Would you hire Mike Bonner for your business? I mean, sure, would you?
Another person that entered the race, and I don't know what to make of this, it's a businessman too. His name is Ramit Varma. He's described as an entrepreneur from Encino. He rented out Bank of California Stadium yesterday to announce he's in the race for mayor. 46 years old, but I do like this part of the story. He blamed the political machine at City Hall, criticized the lack of housing built so far under Proposition HHH, and he questioned the city spending money on programs such as healing centers in the name of being woke.
That's right. We need to flush the woke. We got to flush the woke holes. Well, we're going to have this guy on at 5 o'clock.
Oh, we are? I did not know that.
You did not know that? Well, that's what am I right, Ray? You handed this to me.
The co-founder of an online tutoring firm called Revolution Prep. That's how he made his money.
Yeah, we're gonna have him on a 5.
And he pledged to put at least $1 million of his own money towards the campaign. All right, no more asking questions. He is an education historian because he's a conduit. He's an Indian, of course.
Yeah, see, we don't care. You know, there's all kinds of small-minded racial being downers. Doesn't matter for people. So it's going to be a very diverse group. I don't want to hear about, oh, he's the first this, she's the first that. No. But, you know what? We went the progressive way. Look around. Just look in the streets, okay? Enough feces, enough needles.
The 2000 TSS 2500.
You know what's great about the last few years is we tried it their way. Look what we got. You happy?
All right, we got more coming up.
Johnny Ken, KFI, Deborah Marquez, minutes.
The effort to recall LA County DA George Gascon has failed, but organizers say they are not giving up. Facebook has a new name. It's now
Yeah, because that's all from the 2011 TSS
Host of Huntington Beach. We're going to go to the 5 next.
If you thought you missed the lowest mortgage rates in history, you're in luck, because they're back. Mortgage rates are near historic lows again. So if you have a mortgage, refinance it and for